So I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure the Yellow Vest movement in Canada is pretty much dead. And I'm only saying this because it seems to me that there is not a unified message going on between people. You know, there's one group of Cuckservatives who all they want to talk about is the pipelines and, Bill C-60, whatever and whatnot, right? And then there's other people who also want to talk about the UN Global Compact for Migration and stuff to do with immigration. But now you see a lot of these people trying to separate themselves from the yellow vest people. They're like, oh, we're not racist. All we care about is pipelines. And this is exactly why we are going to be replaced, is because of cuckservatives like this that are like, oh, I can understand, I guess, people from Alberta, considering they're hit very hard, and with jobs and stuff like that, they've lost a lot of jobs recently, and it seems more like a pressing issue to fix the whole pipeline thing right away too, which I agree with. It is a pressing issue. We need to get our resources to market as quickly as possible, but trying to push away people that would support you just because they have views about immigration that you don't want to associate with is very fucking stupid, because all of these leftists, liberals, and whatnot see you as a racist anyways. They all think you're hicks, you're low IQ, idiots, uneducated, racist. They already think this about you, okay? You don't need to come out and be like, oh, don't worry, I'm not a racist. All I'm worried about is pipelines and this to oil and whatnot. Whereas a lot of these people, if you were to question them, they would be like, yeah, I don't want to be replaced either, if you were to really, have a conversation with them. And, I was reading an article from the CBC, and this is what got me thinking of this, and I'll read a little part of it. But it's like small business owner Jerry Fetting, who came from Stony Plain, said he has been affected by the drop of oil prices in recent years, and it has hurt the Alberta economy. Scores of people gather in knee-deep snow on Parliament Hill lawn and for speeches, yada yada yada. And then Fetting goes, he's like, Fetting said while he wore a yellow vest, he did not travel to Ottawa to talk about immigration, and was frustrated with what he called radicals changing the focus. I'm German background, my wife is Ukrainian background, we're all immigrants at some point. Unless you're Native American, we're all one. This movement is about building Canada, building pipelines, said Fetting. They are pushing the bill C-48 and C-69. They're shutting Canada down. Canada was built with natural resources, and that's what this is about. Well, yes, we are built on natural resources, but that means absolutely nothing, because literally every nation is built on resources of some kind. Or is there some nation not built on natural resources? No, no, no. Canada was built because of your German and Ukrainian ancestors. It was the European immigrants, not all immigrants. But this guy's, like I said, a cuckservative. He's too much of a pussy to talk about the real issues, and they're only going to talk about these secondary issues, which seem more pressing to, I guess, some people for sure, which, like I said, I can understand. If you're living in Alberta and you just lost your fucking job, that's all you really care about at this moment. I can completely get that. But realistically, sorry, something popped up there. Realistically, you should not be pushing away people that that have views about immigration that you disagree with, whatever. But I'll read a little bit more of it. Lead organizer Glenn Carrott said the display is about showing support for new oil pipelines in opposition to the federal carbon tax and new rules on oil transportation. The core message is we need immediate action on our pipelines. Carrot said participants also are unhappy about the government's recently signing a non-binding United Nations Compact on global migration. It's funny how they add the non-binding there in front, because they weren't before, but now they're adding it all the time. Just to let you know, oh guys, don't worry, it's non-binding. adding Canada's borders need to be controlled by Canada and its citizens. Another envoy was originally created by a group that called itself Canada Action, which canceled the plan and refunded thousands of dollars in donations after that effort became associated with extremist elements in the Yellow Vest Canada movement. So, you know, they got pressured. These people are you know, they're easily manipulated by the media, by the leftists, calling them racist and all that stuff, that they're immediately going to be like, oh, I don't associate with this people. Oh, they said this. Oh, one person in the Yellow Vest said some racist shit one time that we got to completely disavow them. And, you know, this is why leftists are winning. This is why they keep winning, right? Because they don't have standards themselves, but they know that you do. And the fact that they know that, then they can know that they can shame you, that they can, you know, play the victim to have you feel bad or whatever, or say like, oh, you don't want to be a racist now, do you? But they don't care about being racist. They don't care about being openly racist to white people all the time, or openly lying and doing all this shit. They let their people get away with it no matter what. But when it comes to people on the right, they don't. So this is why we got to be like, who gives a fuck? I don't care if you call me a racist. I don't care if some people in this group say some fucking mean shit, say some racist shit. They have the right to fucking say that. But once again, it's the Cuckservatives that are trying to push people out, that, oh, well, we're just going to make this about pipelines and this and that. And it's like, well, that's not going to do anything anyways, okay? If you're just going to go protest pipelines, what is that going to do? Honestly, what is protesting going to do, especially when it comes to pipelines, when the majority of the country is brainwashed into thinking climate change is fucking real, or you know, we're all gonna die from it in 12 fucking years. You know, they honestly just think of you guys as like, oh, these cavemen idiots and their gas, and, you know, they already think of you as racist and all that stuff, like I said, anyways. You know, I was reading the R Canada Reddit about this, and you're just, you know, they ban anybody who's right-wing, essentially, but you're just reading all these responses, and you're like, they all think of you guys as this anyways, so you may as well just allow these people to come in, or try not to disassociate yourself with them, because it's to no avail. It's to no avail, no matter what you do. And the way we're in the society we're in right now, just being for free markets, just being for a meritocracy and these basic things makes you a white supremacist. So enough trying to appease leftists, because it's never going to work. You're never going to appease them. You're never going to convince the media to not try to tie you in with these racist people and whatnot. They're always going to do it. They're never going to stop. So, you know, enough is enough. You got to say, I don't care. Who cares? You know, the more the better. You know, if you're, at least you're going to have protest, at least allow everybody to join and whatnot. But honestly, I've never really been a big fan of protests anyways, and judging, and from Canada as well, just because the geography of the place, it's really hard to get a lot of people in like Ottawa at once, right? People have got to take plane tickets, they got to like take time off work. It's not like living in France where people can drive to the hub there in a couple hours, you know, or take a bicycle there, right? It's a little bit more difficult. So what is really going to create change, and what is, you know, more of a pressing issue, right? And I guess there isn't really more of a pressing issue, because for me it is immigration. But I can understand about, you know, the pipelines and all that stuff too, because, you know, these are immediate jobs that people need right now. So I guess it does have to be kind of a dual message. It has to be many things, and it can't just be one thing, but excluding another group because they don't like the way that the UN Global Compact for Migration, that's going to essentially give us open borders. You know, yes, the media is calling them racist, but, you know, you're never going to avoid that being used on you. So join us. You know, who cares? Stop worrying about the media. They're losing their power more and more, and you can help with that. Stop watching them. Unsubscribe from cable. You know, unsubscribe or get rid of your fucking membership or something. Go on YouTube. Find Canadian people to watch them. Find alternative news. Watch these people instead. You don't need to be wasting your money, wasting your time with the propaganda that is being fed to us by CBC and whatnot. But you know, that's all I pretty much had to say. Hopefully these people do wake up, but with the way things are going right now, I don't think that the Yellow Vest movement is going to be going on for much longer. You know, they're going to separate. They're going to tear each other apart because they fundamentally don't agree on things, and there's one group of people that are kind of cucks on immigration, so they're not going to budge. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. See ya.